Today, President Trump visited a hospital where several survivors of the Florida school shooting 2 days ago were located, and he thanked the various staff members. And I was going to have this very witty, probably 10-11 minute video to discuss my reaction and being up there, but I folded it after so many disturbances and other frequencies were made that prevented me from being able to do it. So I'll basically leave it at this. I would love to see the faces of the people that he went up to, these survivors, and in particular his face, because it's what they went through is actually real and horrible, uh, and just what they would say in the what his response would be to the question of what are you going to do besides deliver rhetoric to change anything. You know, it's sad because as I sat here and read comments online from his supporters and people that think this is so presidential, I was reminded of his joint address to Congress last year, or close to last year. It was at the end of February of 2017, where he had the widow of that fallen soldier at that speech, and how people were praising and saying, "Oh, it's so presidential to have her up there," and "Oh, it's terrific." But then there were questions of, well, if what he did mattered so much to have his surviving family members there, then why not prevent what caused his death to begin with? It's the same thing here, where I don't. For all I care, you could never go to that hospital, but do things that prevent people from having to show up back at the hospital. That's been one of my problems with every one of his speeches that he's given in response to any shooting event, whether it was the Scalise shooting back in June or the Vegas one in October. It's always words, condolences, thoughts, and prayers, and never something legislatively. And we're not talking about a president who has congressional gridlock where he can't pass anything, even though that's technically been the case with Trump over the last year. But nothing is being proposed, nothing is being suggested. I've heard, mental health's the problem. And that speech he gave, by the way, yesterday, responding that this was probably one of the worst addresses he's given in the last year. And there's been a bunch of just mediocre ones that have come out of his time in office. Because as bad as his actions following the October shooting back in Vegas were, he at least mentioned the possibility of gun laws. He did not mention guns at all yesterday, and that just blew my mind. But yeah, this whole hospital appearance was just to placate for the cameras, make you think he cares, and have people gobble and eat it up. If he was genuinely concerned about those laying in those beds, he would try to propose something which would serve to rectify the number of people hospitalized. And if he were truly grateful for the work of those who participated in healing those people, whether it was nurses or doctors, he would ensure that whatever he signed, whatever bill he proposed or legislation was passed, it would reduce the number of people that they had to take care of to make their job easier. That would be the greatest way to reverse their toughened position as a result of this tragedy.